Hey everybody, my name is Aurelius and welcome to DOO. What I'm showing right now is some artifact discrepancies with Barrett. They were showing the improper things. It's all fixed now. I'm just trying to show you guys that have been up to date. I haven't completely neglected the game or anything. It's just been a rough past couple of days, and this is saying that all those artifacts were fixed and 100 gens distributed to everybody. Yeah, these heretic quests were kicking my butt. And I just got tunnel vision. This is Cujo, which will probably happen sometime uh tonight, honestly, just because of the time zones and everything. But yeah, these heretic quests are kicking my butt, and here I'm just showing the people or the characters I've beat each one with. It truly was not easy, especially since I only have about 12 characters MLB'd. This was a total of 7 or 8 stages, which means you need 32 characters to get everything perfected to unlock that last stage. So yeah, just scrolling through here, showing off the gear and just showing you that not everybody was in peak form. Not everybody has EX weapons and everything. Yeah, it's just bad. This is Lady in Ice. This kind of did this one towards the end. It wasn't the last one I did. I think the last one I did was the Holy in Melee, or Holy in Range, or Holy in Magic, something like that. It's Holy in something. I do know that, but yeah, in process of this, I just forgot to hit record on some stuff. Times I was recording, app would crash, and yeah, and heck, I even had one video that was 5 hours long just because, device ran out of memory, and I forgot to stop recording after a horrible loss. And yeah, these past couple of days, if you watched the last video I posted, the kids being home on Monday, and my fiance hasn't been feeling well the past couple of days, so I've been taking care of her on top of puppies. Uh, the two dogs I was puppy sitting, they're now back with their owner. So there's a little bit of stress off my hands, but yeah, it's just been a struggle managing everything and actually recording videos that I want to post. It's not like I didn't want to show you guys how to fail a stage. I wanted to show you how to get it perfect. And I know you can watch probably 100 other YouTubers on this game, and they'll show you how to do it perfect and what characters to bring in, everything. That's not what I'm about. That's not what this channel about. This is for mostly the people who spend nothing on the game or close to nothing on the game. Those who don't have everything. Those that are struggling just like I am with these stages. Or like I was with these stages. And moving forward, I think that's kind of going to be the niche of this channel as it grows, and is just be smart, be efficient. You have played plenty of other games where you can pay to get certain items or certain things or certain power-ups, and just make your characters OP. And I just have a habit of driving those pay to win characters crazy, because I value strategy and what's the other word I was looking for? Strategy and efficiency. Over using the most OP character and beating the boss the flashiest way you can. You know, and it served me pretty well throughout my gaming history since I've been gaming since I was like 5. So, those who don't know, I am currently 35 years old. So yeah, my 30 years of gaming, efficiency and strategy have been, always at the forefront of my mind. I can't beat a certain boss or a certain stage. I will sit there, reevaluate, and go in with it. Like Tifa, as you see in this party, I was originally trying to use her in that holy stage just because of her damage output, but for that stage, it just really needed, someone that could hit multiple enemies, and my squad was tied up. Because the enemies in there, they are resistant to range, so using somebody like Barret or Maria, um, Hope. Well, Hope's not a group attacker anyway, but yeah, using somebody like that uses range, a group attacker that uses range, just won't work for that particular stage, just because all the enemies in there are resistant to range. So I had, like I said, I was running Tifa. I did try running Garnet, but she just seemed really underwhelming for that stage. Now that I think about it, I probably could have used Vincent, but I don't have any of his extensions. This is the stage I was talking about. This is the last stage I completed. Like, I've been getting close. Like, the score before this was like 200 points off in like one turn over. It was ridiculous. Like, I didn't have any trouble actually completing this stage. It was completing it with the requirements. And I think the score for this stage was like 200k. If I remember correctly, and it was just getting like 18k's, or 180k, 190k scores on this stuff, and yeah, it just beefed up Yang a little bit. You know, his crystal strength isn't maxed out, so I don't have his focus extension equipped, and I doubt I'd have room for it anyway. Artery is I crystal strength her out. I did not max out her 15 CP, which I should have done. I so should have done with all my frustration and everything. I kind of sold it, to boost up another character, which, I didn't have to. In all honesty, I could have maxed out her 15 CP uh, along with everything, and or on top of boosting that particular character, who I think shows up later in this video. Like I said, it's just been a rough couple of days, and I just got tunnel vision, went into hardcore gamer mode, trying to get these stages perfected. And because of that, you guys suffered. Which I do my best in the future to try not to go into those modes too often. But yeah, they say I'm a hardcore gamer. Like, yeah, I do the whole 3-4 days, power snacks, no shower. Yeah, I'm very guilty of all of that. Not case with this. I just had other stuff going on in real life. Like I said, my fiance hasn't been feeling well, and we had the kids on Monday. They were off for school, and 3 puppies taken care of. So yeah, this is just my plate's been full these past couple of days. Now everything's just seeming returning somewhat normal. You know, fiance is feeling better. In case for those of you who was worried about that sort of thing, I know not everybody cares, but I know some will. So yeah, she's doing a lot better. It's just me and Kratos right now as I'm voicing over all this. And yeah, that was another big factor that just added to my frustration was, there was voiceover on a bunch of these videos. I mean, like I said, I couldn't save them all because they were just either trash or I didn't complete it in time or perfect the mission how I wanted to and whatnot. And I was voicing over all of that. And I was going to keep some of those failed clips, but there was no voice on them. Like, you couldn't hear me or the game music at all. Kind of like this case here. It was just like, so I'm gonna have to voice over this. I don't know how long this video is gonna be talking over for this long. Like, most words I say in a day are right here on these videos. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk very much. You guys can probably tell by my ums and hums. Yeah, I realize I'm doing it. It's just, no, I don't. What you call it? Talk like the average human should. No, I'm like under 1,000 words a day, most days. You know, so yeah, just these videos are most I say in a day. So this is speaking for 30 minutes straight with like no background music and just going over stuff. Yeah, not really my forte. But as you can see here, that's the party I use for the holy and whatever stage. Like I said, the other group had used several different people for that stage. Garnett, Tifa, Locke, um, Titus, Cloud. It just that stage was the roughest, just because that score was so high. All these other ones, they're right around 100k points you need, so that gives you a lot of wiggle room. When it comes to HP and taking breaks and stuff like that. Not the case with that stage, and there's a ton of enemies in that stage too. Like, it was just crazy. I had a lot of trouble with this stage right here, the melee and mannequins. Um, yeah, just because the early KOs was the biggest problem. Like, I didn't have trouble beating it. Like, most of these guys are pretty easy until you get to the fourth wave, is where it just seems like their HP value seem to skyrocket. And then that boss stage. Oh my gosh, that boss stage. That boss wave was just with Ramza. Uh, who was it? It's Ramza, Laguna, and Firion. Yeah, it was just, and I was focused on Laguna to start with. When I was during my early runs for this, focusing on Laguna seemed like game plan just because, how dangerous he was in an earlier event. That happened not too long ago, so I'm pretty sure a lot of other people focused on him first just because of that deja vu. You don't want Laguna messing you up, but honestly, he's pretty slow, and he doesn't do HP attacks a whole lot. whereas Firion and Ramza do. So once I get there, you'll see I take out Firion pretty quickly, then start working on Ramza. Because those two gotta go. Just that combo of the major brave support they both provide. Like, I guess Firion, you could call him like an in between character. Yeah, he's pretty strong. He's a pretty strong attacker on top of major brave support. You know, Firion is ridiculous, and he's like one of the few characters I wish I didn't destroy. But his EX is out, so figured I'd get that. And nope, think in the future for characters. When their EX comes out, I won't sell their weapons. Their 35 CPs immediately. Just hold on to and wait to see if I actually do get their EX. They do see, like I said, I go to work on Firion just because there's so many times I got to this point and Firion sees the attack or yeah sees whatever that move is called, sees something, and then next blow blood weapon is like what and characters just dropped. Then once I started taking out Firion, I went to once he was gone, I had to go to work on Legion, and Ramson would just shout, galvanize, HP attack, like, and one of my characters were dead because I wasn't checking his brave. So if you guys are still doing this stage, still trying to get the stage perfected, and you're getting to this point, take out Firion, then Ramza. I'm telling you, your life will be much, much easier. I kind of saved these three just for this. I mean, Selfie's just in there for heals because, I did have an issue with taking HP damage. But if you think you can get by without any heals, because at this point, if they're HP attacking, you're dead anyway. Or you're losing a character anyway. So if you think you get by without Selfie, or the other main reason why I brought Selfie is because her brave attack is a melee too. But yeah, if you think you get by without Selfie and bring in somebody like Firion, um, Kate Sith would be really great for this one. That way you still have that support going with you with him. Go ahead and use them. Like I said, I wish my Kate Sith was ready because I could have used them here. I could have used them in that ghost stage for sure. Another thing with the Range and Thunder stage, don't bring in people who have magic thunder attacks. It won't work. So Krill, uh, Edge, even though he's technically a ranged character, his thunder shock will not affect those enemies very well. A not so obvious one would be Beatrix, which I kind of buffed her up, powered her up a little bit too, and I don't have either one of her weapons. And I went in there and just figured I'd thunder slash everything to death, and not the case. It's a magic attack. In that thunder and range, or thunder and magic, or no, thunder and range is what it's called. Yeah, and all the enemies there are resistant to magic attacks. So just be mindful of that. All the other stages were pretty simple. For the most part, I just struggled with them because I don't have the gear for the characters I was using, like the ice uh onion knight would be really great if you managed to get Plum maxed out and everything too. He'd be really great. For the Earth and Darkness Orin, if you have Leon for sure. If he's MLB for you, it's just taking advantage of the weaknesses in the zones, which is the best part, or which is the best way to clear these. And I have tried using Leon Leon in that, but I didn't even bother to get his weapons and everything. So yeah, my Leon sucks. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks. So it just wasn't efficient. Like, he wasn't even with the type advantage. He wasn't doing very much damage, and because of that, I didn't even bring Orin into that. But Orin, if you haven't built up, would also be good for that melee stage too. Is he's one of the few characters. I think he might be the only character that has the melee resist debuff. There might be a couple of others. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know that debuff is really, really rare. And you can use them in several situations or in several of these stages. With that debuff, especially, oh man, you use them in the melee mannequins. Bring a full MLB Titus and Cloud with Orin. Yes, yes, yes. The melee resist. Oh my gosh, so much damage. So much. Anyway, this is the final stage. Circle with the dot rising. Decided to do this with gloves because I realized, that for one of these ghost moves, a lot of them are melee, so he will counter them. He's kind of useless against, the first boss, those big machines, but he can still protect Bart's and Aiko. I really wish I had more gear for him. I do. I mean, right now with all the draws and stuff that I've done, from event rewards and doing random other stages for gyms for draws and all that good stuff, I did manage to pull another 35 CP weapon for him, so that should be Limit Break 2. My Maria, as you saw, her weapon is now at Limit Break 2 as well. No, at Limit Break 1. As well as Galos. I don't know why I call it Limit Break 2. They only have one little orbs in them. So that and my Arcurius is also at Limit Break 2. Or Limit Break 1. I think it's 1. It might be 2. Not 100% sure. That's because I've been mainly drawing from the Cecil event draw and the Tifa event draw right now. Because I really want Tifa's EX, and I want Prish's 35 CP, which if you have Prish built up, she would have been great for that holy stage as well, along with the wind stage. The wind and magic, I believe it's called. Since she's one of the few characters that do have air. As you saw, as I scrolled through with the parties that I used, I want to call her Sai, but I know that's not her name. Fusion, I want to say, which is like I don't know what language that is, but I know it's usually associated with wind and lightning. You know, uh, Yeah, her, the eye patch, one of Cypher's Goonies. Her, I used her, I fully extended her moves as well, just because her psi move, grants wind enchant to the entire party. So your entire party uses, or will have, a wind enchant here. And yeah, as far as this stage goes, I've tried this several times, and I can always get to the last stage with the marble and behemoth, but I'm usually out of skills. Like right here, I know I'm looking at my bars, like two double hands, three missiles. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But the main reason I'm using a really, really weak Olaf and Setzer as support is just to keep their brave in check. And most of their attacks are melee as well. So I figured the whole counter thing, especially with the behemoth being able to get up to 10,000 brave with just one move, you know, uh, really need that blocking ability. Plus, if he does get hit, if his HP is over 50%, he'll be left with one. So it's not a kill blow. Um, I did kind of want to replace Aiko with Yuna, so I could get that Isuna, because that Marble's really bad breath just messes me up, which I think is evident in this battle. Um, yeah, just that whole blinding part, I think I wasted a good amount of turns. I'd say good 15, 20 turns. Just waiting for that blindness to go off. The reason why I brought Bart's, like switching out Bart's and Titus, is just because of their longevity of their moves. They don't burn out too quickly, which is a good thing. Because I mean, if you're using somebody like Terra or Titus, or not Titus, but Terra or Vaughn, or you know, even Setzer or Laguna and numerous other characters, they'd be burnt out by this point, especially if you're constantly using their moves. I actually tried running this with Setzer too, and just saving his freeze joker for this moment, and just couldn't get the timing down, and kind of messed up the timing with Golov here too. Like, I think I was just waiting for Setzer to go away before I cover again. That way I'm covering Bart's, and by the time that happened, you know, timing was just all off. I mean, biggest thing you can do here though is make sure at least one character is not being broken. Keep an eye on that turn gauge down there. For real, if you have somebody that can snatch buffs, like Balthier or Yuffie, or that can dispel them, like Cloud with his Crimson Edge power up, or what's her name? Vanille. That'd be really useful in this fight, because those two buffs on that behemoth makes him damn near impossible to do any damage to. Which is also kind of the reason why I brought Bart's and wanted way more missiles that I had entering this wave. I think here I was just checking to see if he was blinded and see where it was, and see if I can try to push that debuff out. So yeah, I would prefer, with Asuna to get rid of these buffs. Like, I don't know how many other characters have debuff removal. I know there's a few others, but there's not too many. I was just trying to get that blind off of Golov so he can actually counter and hit and start doing some of this damage. And yeah, another main reason why I brought parts is Inuki charges so fast. So fast. So fast. There's just major brave support. Aiko, she doesn't burn out too quickly either, especially if you just smite and brave attack with her. As you see me doing, she still adds brave support to character with their brave plus attack. And same thing with bards. So that was just kind of the idea here. Use certain moves, or use the moves to get the brave plus, and just use those for brave support instead of the moves themselves. Yeah, granted their effects aren't as good as the move itself, but and a long drawn out battle like this is it's just really good to do that. I should have used the blade block right here. I should have used the block right there, which I didn't. And I used my last missile, which he was blinded. So I ended up missing, and that's why this behemoth has all that freaking brave. It's actually 25k. I thought it was 10k. Well, he does have, I think it's 10k in the earlier parts of the fight. It was just checking to make sure which one had the dodge, but it's just kind of screwed because Bart's wasn't being covered at the time, and a blade block wouldn't have killed them or covered Bart's. So yeah, Golov had to take one for the team right there. And you see, I got 5 turns left to clear this. Goes to blade block. Like I said, my timing would go off just from when I pulled in that support and Setzer's speed. I was hoping he'd be a little bit faster, which he wasn't. So, yeah. 2 turns, I'm under the HP cap. Oh, can I do it? Can I do it? Aiko's out of moves. And she got 2 turns in a row. Not ideal. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. If that would have been a kill blow, that would have been very nice. But it wasn't. Double hand. I think I finished this in 116 turns. Well, it's almost over. Yeah, this battle right here is pretty easy. Up to this point right here. That's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date with more content I'm posting, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. And I will see you later.